Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I wanted to show you how I got this mermaid inspired look for Halloween, which was super duper requested, and it did turn out to be almost this like galactic cosmic mermaid, but you could always alter the colors a little bit to get a bit of a different look if you wanted. So the first thing I wanted to do is get that mermaid hair because obviously I have fairly short hair. I am a dry shampoo fanatic, so I'm spraying a bunch of my Batiste dry shampoo at the root, which is going to add more volume and give my hair some more grip so that my extensions can really hold on. And I'm using the Bellami 220 gram 22-inch Dirty Blonde clip-in extensions. And I'm just going to start clipping in a bunch of those. I think I used almost all of the wefts that I have. And they don't blend perfectly into my hair as it is. I would probably need to cut some layers in them. But that's okay because this is just for Halloween and I'm going to be throwing it all into a side braid anyways. You could totally curl your hair if you wanted that signature mermaid, those mermaid waves, but I thought a braid would be really fun. So I'm quickly braiding my hair, and this is a regular 3-strand braid, except one of the sections is really tiny, so it gives you this really haphazard, ropey looking braid, and then I'm gonna wrap a tiny section of hair around the hair tie to conceal it. And then I'm going to come back to the hair in a minute, but for now I'm going to move on to makeup. So I'm going to start off by applying my Bobbi Brown Skin Foundation in 3.5 Warm Beige. I'm going for a bit of a lighter, brighter look with the skin today because I feel like when you're underwater, everything is just a little bit brighter and lighter. So I'm taking my NYX HD Photogenic Concealer in yellow and porcelain, and I'm applying that under my eyes and using that to highlight and just blending that out with a damp beauty blender. So again, this is pretty light for me, but I am going for that otherworldly type of look. And I'm also dabbing a little bit of that onto my eyelids as an eyeshadow base. Then I'm going to come back in with this pigment by MAC called Deep Blue Green. And I just decided to start with the eyes. I feel like once you get the eyes going, you can really see what you're going to do with the rest of the face. And I'm packing that all over my lid. And then I'm going to go back in with this eyeshadow by MAC called Stars and Rockets. This is just what I had. You can use any iridescent purple eyeshadow for this, but I'm using this to contour my nose and basically just applying this with a blending brush. And then I'm going to take it all the way up through my crease and blend it all the way out to my temples. But I'm starting at my nose because I want it to be really purple there. And once you start pulling it up through the crease, it's going to pick up some more of that deep blue green pigment and change color a little bit, which looks cool. But again, I want my nose to be a little bit more purple. So just going back in windshield wiper motions. And this is a stiff dome brush by Makeup Geek. So you don't have to apply a different color face paint all over your face to get the appearance of being a different kind of creature. You can apply color to the contour areas of your face and get the same effect. So here I'm picking up some of this teal eyeshadow by Makeup Geek called Shark Bait, and I'm just applying that to the same area that you would apply your cheek contour. I'm going to go back over that with this eyeshadow. It's a shimmery blue called Mermaid, and I didn't even know it was called that until I just looked 2 seconds ago, but adding a little bit of purple to the front of the apples of the cheeks as well. So then we're going to go back with that same teal and start adding some color to the forehead. So I'm using a flat foundation brush by Sigma, and I'm basically just packing that on and blending it downwards until I get a nice fade. And then I'm going to take that same shimmery blue and start blending all of the colors a little bit more towards the center of my forehead. I didn't want this to be symmetrical. I just wanted colors to kind of come in here and there and just have a very magical look to it. So I'm applying some more purple to the bottom of my forehead, and I just kind of go back and forth to blend everything together. So going back over with some more of the teal color. But for my mermaid, I really wanted to bring in some gold. So I'm going to use this pigment by Sugarpill called Goldilux. And I'm going to take this on a big buffer brush and just kind of go all over with this. I filled in the rest of my forehead with this color. I used it to blend pretty much everywhere. Applied it to my jawbone, and mostly I really applied this to my temples and my cheekbones, and it's a really cool color because it's kind of a goldish green in a way. And again, I was just really going back and forth between colors to make it a very multicolor look. So I'm finishing up with some more teal on the other side. My hair is going to be covering that part up, so it's not super crucial, but here you can see I'm really going in heavy on my temples and cheekbones with that gold pigment. To add some more texture, I'm taking this sponge that I got at Michael's, and I sprayed it with some Fix Plus, or actually I think I just dampened it, and I'm gonna sponge on some more of that deep blue-green pigment, and I'm bringing it all the way up my temples. So it's gonna add a bit of a speckled texture, and I'm going through with some more of Stars and Rockets, just blending it straight through the area that I sponged on, just to kind of soften everything up and pull some more purple into the look as well. This is my serious mermaid makeup face. So you can see I just went all over with that purple color, pulling it a little bit down onto my cheekbones and just blending it all over. I'm sponging some more of that deep blue green under my jawline and blending it down onto my neck, and also applying it to my décolleté, I guess you would call that, and blending it out with some teal eyeshadow, the Shark Bait color. And I'm going to also apply that Goldilux to my collarbone as well. I do recommend throwing some kind of loose metallic eyeshadow into the mix if you're going to be some kind of magical mystical creature for Halloween, because it looks so cool in person, really sparkly and very 3D. To get those cheekbones popping, I'm going to apply some of my Becca Moonstone highlighting powder, and I sprayed some Fix Plus onto the brush so that it really intensifies the highlight. And then I'm going to apply my Rimmel Stay Matte powder in Sandstorm to any areas of my face that haven't been covered by eyeshadow. I wanted to round out the apples of my cheeks a little bit more with that purple, just to get more of an expressive look to my face. And I wanted to add some more color to the lower half of my face as well, so I'm just doing a few touch-ups here. And then I also wanted to touch up my eyes with some more of the deep blue-green pigment. So I just connected everything together with that color and pulled it all the way out towards my temples. And it just made everything a bit more dramatic. Next, I'm going to trace this purple eyeliner by Urban Decay called Ransom along my lower lash lines, and then I'm just going to smudge it all out with that same Stars and Rockets eyeshadow. I'm being pretty heavy-handed with this and just blending it all over the lower lash line. And then I wanted to finish up highlighting my face with my Becca Moonstone highlighter again, and just applying that into the inner tear ducts in my Cupid's bow as well. I thought it would be cool to take some of this Goldilux pigment again and apply it wet with Fix Plus as an eyeliner, so I get a nice pop of gilded gold liner across my upper lash line. And I did make like a thinner line, but I winged it out pretty good. So up until this point, I looked pretty much like an alien because I haven't filled in my brows. So I'm going to use my Anastasia Dipbrow pomade. I waited to do this because we pretty much covered up the outer half of the eyebrows. So there was really no point to fill them in until we got all of our face color on. So I'm going to go ahead and fill those in and make myself look a little bit more human, because mermaids are half human, right? Finishing up the eyes with some of my Tarte Lights Camera Lashes mascara. This is an oldie but goodie, but I love this mascara. And then I'm going to apply the Ardell Double Up 206 false lashes because they're super separated and they're really long and almost really fluttery. So they reminded me of mermaid lashes. And we're going to pop those on. And then I actually applied some bottom lashes. These are the adorable bottom lashes by House of Lashes called Precious. And just a side note before we start in with our mermaid bling, I didn't use any special effects makeup to create this look, so you could totally just use, you know, whatever really pigmented eyeshadows you have. That's usually what I do every Halloween. So now I'm going to take some of these rhinestones and pearls, and I'm going to apply these to my temples and my cheeks as well. I'm starting with these champagne colored rhinestones, and I'm applying them with some House of Lashes lash glue and just putting the bigger ones towards the outside and the smaller ones towards the center. And I'm doing the same with these pearls as well. But I really wanted to be a mermaid that had kind of gilded golden scales and gold touches, so I decided to use this gold leaf. These are actually gold flakes that I got from Michaels by Art Minds, and again I'm just gluing it right on with that same lash glue and just pressing it in to create the look of scales. Just a quick tip, when you're removing this later on in the night, don't try to scrub it off, just almost like roll your fingers over it and it'll ball up into a little gummy ball with the false lash glue, and it'll be a lot easier to remove that way versus like trying to scrub it off because it's really flat once it sticks to your skin. And because you can never have too much glitter on Halloween, I'm going to be using this awesome glitter by Martha Stewart. This is just the coolest glitter ever. It's called Sugar Plum, and it's kind of a purpley teal color, and it really instantly transforms you into some kind of underwater creature. It just really looks like fish scales. So I'm just repeating the same exact process on the other side of my face. And once again, going back in with some more purple. I just felt like everything needed to be a little bit more purple, so I just intensified that around my eyes and around my face. I wanted my chest and neck to tie in, so I'm adding the gold leaf or the gold flakes and the glitter there as well, and just applying it to the one side because my hair is already covering up the other side anyways. And moving on to my lips, I'm going to cancel out my lip color using my MAC Studio Finish Concealer in NC15, and then I just started outlining my lips with that same purple eyeliner by Urban Decay. I kind of gave up on that after a little while, but I just tapped some more of that purple eyeshadow right on top, and then took some more of the Goldilux pigment and tapped that into the center. So I really liked how it looked here, but then I did this, and it all kind of blended together into this lighter lavender color. So if I could do it again, I would just keep it more the colors more separated. So if this next part freaks you out, you can totally skip it, but I was very committed to being a mermaid. So I took some of these little tiny starfish I found at Michael's, and I just glued them on with the same House of Lashes lash glue, one onto my forehead and one onto, I guess, my collarbone. And I feel like that really just made it more mermaidy in general. So I wanted to finish up the hair. I had a lot of gold leaf in my hair, but I thought it just added to the look, so I went with it. And I took another starfish that I glued a duckbill clip to the back of, and I clipped that right above my ear onto the opposite side of my braid. And I really wanted to put some seashells in my braid because I thought that would look cool, but it wasn't exactly working out. So I just went in with some more pearls and just tried to stick them throughout my hair wherever they would stick because I felt like it just needed a little something extra in the hair. So that is going to do it for my interpretation of a mermaid Halloween makeup look and hair. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I had so much fun doing it. Happy Halloweening, and thanks for watching, and I will see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye!